Salam, any peace. You got your partner at AWRS1 and your brother, your Aki and Iman. Got a story about Shiek Anwar, right? We're trying to tell it fast, of course. I entered into the dunya, which is society, as a new Muslim, brand new. First masjid I went to was Masjid al-Taqwa. It has a history there. It was one of the first masjids established on the West Coast. The brothers there were part of the nation, and then eventually, alhamdulillah, they came into al-Islam and became Sunni. Anyway, I was at that masjid, and Shiek Anwar came and did a khutbah. Alhamdulillah. I was like, man, it's my first time out. I just took Shahada, and we all know when you take the Shahada, you say, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah gives you a brand new slate. Everything you did before that time period is forgiven. You start off brand new. Just like when you make Hajj, it's the same thing. You make Hajj, you know what I'm saying? And that's a difficulty, and it's expensive. But upon you making that, you get a clean slate. Inshallah, you make Umrah, you get a clean slate. Anyway, I was in a work program at the time that a Muslim was the director. Alhamdulillah. I mean, he was just, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he was just working with me, man. I'm fresh out of prison. I'm trying to get my life together. Next thing you know, I end up in this program. It's a Muslim that's there as a director. Boom. I get in the program. It's a work program where you can stay there and save your money. I seen cats save up, $10,000, $15,000 up in there, man, buy brand new trucks, everything, move up out of there. Anyway, in which I was able to go up in there and get myself together. Right now, while I'm in there, is another brother of the Islamic faith that's working in there. He's going to Masjid al-Rabat. That's right. I said Masjid al-Rabat. If you know anything about al-Islam, you know about Sheikh Uthman ibn Farouk. He's a soldier of the deen. He's the imam there now. You know what I'm saying? You can find him on YouTube. He go all over the world putting it down. I sat in his halaqah too. I got a story about that. But I ain't going to do that. Inshallah, I'm going to get with him one-on-one. Inshallah, I pray that he'll give me a one-on-one interview. Alhamdulillah. Anyway, it was before he was at Masjid al-Rabat. The brother at the program told me, he said, well, yeah, I know that, brother. I attend this halaqas. And I was like, really? And I attend this ta'leems, right? The ta'leem is a learning lesson that we go to. So I was like, man, I want to go. So he was giving me tapes of him. And I'm listening to Shiek Anwar, right? I'm listening to the tapes, right? I'm not hearing no hate. I'm not hearing no denouncing America or nothing, because he Yemeni. You know what I'm saying? And he was an American citizen. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense to want him to denounce this. So it had to be a purpose for him to be flipped. Anyway, I make it over there to the masjid, right? Boom. I'm happy. I'm brand new Muslim in the deen. I'm learning about seeking knowledge, right? Boom. I read a lot of books when I was incarcerated, even before I took Shahada. I studied this deen a year, even before I took my Shahada. Anyway, I'm there in attendance at the halaqah. I think Uthman ibn Farouk then, because I'm quite sure I'm older than him, but I believe he was in school then. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't remember him none at that time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to give you a year. This back in 96 when I paroled. You see what I'm saying? So, boom. I'm there. I'm going to the program. I'm going to his halaqas. I'm going to his jumas. Alhamdulillah, I get blessed to marry a young, tender Christian woman. You know what I'm saying? So, after a Juma, I asked Shiek Anwar, would he be the imam and marry me and this young lady? And he was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? So he gave me his phone number, everything, right? Boom. He introduced me to Dr. Shamsuddin. May Allah forgive him for his sins. May Allah grant him the highest point of Jannah al-Firdaus. And may he protect him from being muflis. And may he protect him from the torment of the hellfire. And man, I love me some Dr. Shamsuddin. He's from off the corners just like me and became a sheikh. You know what I'm saying? And I used to love when he used to call me little brother. He had the most immaculate smile. I mean, his teeth were like immaculate. And he would like turn his head to the side, and he would smile. And he'd hold his arms out. And he'd say, come here, little brother. Oh man, I love that brother. It was like me and him knew each other all our lives, And for individuals that know Islam, there's a different part of Barzakh where our souls intermingle before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants them life. And it is said from what I've read, right, that the people that you meet, and it seems like you've been with them forever, like you've been knowing them forever, your souls intermingled in Barzakh. And the people you may have difficulty with, of course, your souls didn't mingle in Barzakh. Anyway, he introduced me to Dr. Shamsuddin. Alhamdulillah, I started kicking it with Dr. Shamsuddin. Now, the other brother who I'm telling you about, who brought me over there, I don't want to say his name, even though I could, but I love him just as much as Dr. Shamsuddin. You know what I'm saying? For introducing me to the to the true knowledge of Al-Islam, because they knew I was brand new. You see what I'm saying? And Allah had protected me from the nation of Islam, and He had protected me from the Ahmadiyans. You know what I'm saying? And put me in the folds of Al-Islam. You see what I'm saying? So I talked to Dr. Shamsuddin. I let him, he was there about me getting married, everything. Okay, cool. I talked to the brother who was in the program with me. He became the wali for my wife. Now, my first wife was Christian, alhamdulillah. You know what I mean? And she believed, once we got together and everything, that, God was one God. Boom, okay, boom. And alhamdulillah, we getting ready to put it down together. So I calls Shiek Anwar, right? Who? But I speak to his wife. I forgot something, and I hate doing that, y'all, because I want to give the story straight. When I talked to him, he told me, yes, he would do the marriage, but he was going out of town for a couple of days, and when he came back, he could do it. Then he introduced me to Dr. Shamsuddin. Please forgive me, because I want to keep this straight. I don't want nobody to get nothing twisted, right? Then, he introduced Dr. Shamsuddin. He said, Dr. Shamsuddin, he takes over for me, you know what I'm saying, when I'm gone. Alhamdulillah. Like I said, Dr. Shamsuddin from off the corners, you know what I'm saying, became a sheikh, became a scholar, right? Anyway, Brother Mikhail became the wali for my wife, right? So a few days went by, and I called and I spoke to Shiek Anwar's wife, right? And she was like, well, he hasn't came back yet. I spoke to him, and he told me that you should talk to Dr. Shamsuddin about you getting married. I was like, okay, cool. Boom. I called Dr. Shamsuddin. Dr. Shamsuddin said, yeah, the sheikh has been delayed somehow. So, little brother, I'll do the marriage for you. And I ain't about to wait. You know what I'm saying? Even though I wanted him to do it, but I ain't waiting, man. I have been praying to Allah for this. He granted me this on my first term when I get out as a fresh Muslim. I'm like, okay, Dr. Shamsuddin, alhamdulillah, you're going to do the marriage? Cool. Boom. Dr. Shamsuddin did the marriage. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I didn't leave nothing out. And another thing about Dr. Shamsuddin is that he used to go into the prisons, right, and get with the brothers. And when I made a mistake, I felt so bad when he came in there with the other brother that I'm telling you about. They both came into the prison when I was in there. And I saw him, and I started tearing up, yo. And I just put my head down because I felt bad. I was embarrassed. And he looked at me, he greeted me, and he held his hands out like he normally do. He turned that little head, alhamdulillah. And he was like, little brother, where have you been? You know what I mean? I hugged him. I just started crying, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping... One thing about me that you'll know, I keep everything al-halt. I just started giving it up, man, because I made a mistake and I wasn't appreciating the deen. He just looked at me and said, Allah is Rahim. You know what I'm saying? He's merciful. You know what I'm saying? Inshallah, you getting out. You know what I mean? And then boom. Me and that brother was deep. Like I said, may Allah forgive him for a sin, grant him the highest place in Jannah al-Firdaus, protect him from the torment of the grave, protect him from the torment of the hellfire, and protect him from being moveless. And me. So anyway, long story short, and one thing I liked about him was that both of the brothers were really, they had sabr dealing with her, but she already knew what was happening. She with me. You see what I'm saying? She understands Quran. I'm reading the Quran to her. I'm explaining the Quran to her. And Dr. Shamsuddin, he let her know. He said, look, upon you not believing that he could take more than one wife, I can't marry you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a part of his way of life. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, do you eat pork? She was like, yeah. He was like, okay, you guys going to have to get separate utensils. You know what I'm saying? He was breaking it down. You know what I'm saying? And she accepted it. She said, yeah. But he explained to me about having another wife and stuff like that. Boom. Long story short, Dr. Shamsuddin does my marriage. And there was some funny stuff going on. It was some funny stuff, people around, and there was some people missing. You see what I'm saying? When this was going on, I don't need to say no names. They know who they are. You know what I mean? I'm saying it like that. And then I heard this fool, he came at me talking about there was a pipeline for brothers to go to Fisabilillah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. I'm not trying to hear that. Only thing I want to hear is me leaving with my wife, going to consummate this marriage. You know what I'm saying? I've been praying to Allah for this marriage. Man, I'm not hearing nothing that you're talking about. I'm finna go and consummate my marriage and do a movement. Anyway, I've been talking too long, y'all. Anyway, time goes by. Some years go by. No. Time goes by. He don't come back, right? Boom. I'm working for Chevrolet. This is how I found out what happened. I'm working for Chevrolet. They send me to Emerald Hills to go pick up a customer to bring her go pick up a car. I pick up this sister. She Muslima. Alhamdulillah. Me and her talking. Come to find out, she go to Masjid Al-Rabat. Alhamdulillah. Come to find out, she let me know. She said, hey, you heard about what happened to the Sheikh, about Shiek Anwar, right? I said, no. She said, he got deported. I said, for real? That's what happened? She said, yeah, he straight got deported. Then I told her, I said, yeah, he's supposed to give me my marriage. And then Dr. Shamsuddin, did my marriage. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, oh, okay. She was like, well, what's the sister's name? Maybe I may know. I was like, nah, you don't know this sister. She's a sister from the Kitabullah. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that she's a sister from the book of God, from the book of Allah, which would mean a Christian. You know what I'm saying? She was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So then that's how I found out he got deported. Then once I found out that he got deported, I was like, it ain't no need for me to go over there no more except for Dr. Shamsuddin. But then I had stuff going on in my life, and then I relocated to another city, and then I started getting down in another city. You know what I'm saying? So that's my Shiek Anwar Awlaki story. This is your partner at aawrs1 and your brother in Iman at Saifuddin. Please hit your like and please hit your subscribe. It's all for Fresnay.